Oh, that was nice. A young man just drove by in a beat-up red sedan with a megaphone attached to the roof, blaring mariachi music. Absolutely wonderful sight to see, especially considering it has the potential to annoy and irritate so many people. I'm going to have to try that back in the States, especially playing mariachi music, because that really seems to bother some of the more tightwad assholes that really concerned about the immigration thing going on right now. Anyway, here's a species of Parthenium, which is absolutely fantastic. At least I'm 90% sure it's Parthenium. It's one of the discoid asters with tiny flowers. You can see the camera's not shaking too bad today because I haven't had my normal dose of coffee. I've only had 1 or 2 cups. Anyway, Parthenium is interesting because it's a very diverse genus. You get 1 or 2 species, I believe, in the United States. It gets about yay high. But this one gets, you can see, up to 6 feet tall. It's got malvaceous leaves. That is, the leaves look like they would be in a mallow family otherwise. Very velvety and silky. You could call them silky. Is that too soft? I don't know. But there's also a species of Parthenium, tomentosum is the species, that it gets about, I don't know, 1 foot in diameter, and it becomes a 20-foot tall tree. So you can see, once again, Asteraceae, the sunflower family, is proving very diverse, and not only that, but phenotypically plastic within even just a genus. I mean, you can have the same genus can have members that are tiny, perennial herbs, and then also members that are trees, but the same flower morphology going on. Relatively small flowers, clusters of flowers. And they're not actually flowers; they're capitulas. A capitula is a cluster of flowers. So relatively small discoid flowers. I guess they're not technically discoid. There are rays in there. They're just tiny. They look like little teeth coming out of there. See that? See those little white dots? Actually, it's hard to tell if those are the styles in this case or the teeth. But at least Parthenium integrifolium, which you get in the Midwest, the upper Midwest, has what look like teeth coming out of it, but they're actually rays. They're daisy rays. You can see here. I mean, these are so tiny, you almost presume that they're self-fertile in some case. Because, I mean, how the shit does anything pollinate that? Look how tiny those are. I guess those might be the styles poking out. If I had a hand lens and, I had any confidence that I could hold this camera and look through the hand lens and show you, I would do so. But it looks like certainly in the center of that flower there, those are indeed styles. Those are the female sexy parts. Which of course protrude through the anthracoms. But I mean, the flowers in this are just tiny, man. You would need a microscope to look at their morphology, see what's going on. But either way, it's a goddamn beautiful plant, very interesting, and notable again, because, like I said, it's so different from the other Partheniums. The Parthenium we get in the Midwest, integrifolia, has a basal rosetta leaves, only gets about yay tall. Sometimes they can get, 5, maybe 6 feet, but then you got this, just variations on a theme. I like seeing it. I like seeing the diversity of life, the variations on a theme. Endless forms most beautiful in what the shit, as Darwin said. Let's see if we can find Parthenium tomentosum later and show you that, which again is about a 20-foot tall tree with a trunk that gets, a woody trunk that gets about that big, maybe a little bit bigger. Get him off the road. Get him off the road. You can't hang out there. You can't hang out on the road. Is that a mud turtle again?
No, it's a tortoise.
Oh shit. Well, let me get a couple nice glamour shots of him. Oh, he's just a baby. He's what, 5 or 6 years old, huh? Okay, you can't hang out on the road. Sorry. Let's put him back here. Otherwise, he's gonna try to go back. Oh yeah, look at that Datura. Is it righty eye? I think it's righty eye. That little Sonoran desert tortoise was just hanging out in the middle of the road back there. Looked like he was probably 3 or 4 years old. Anyway, here's another Parthenium relative. While we're on the topic of Partheniums, what you've seen back there, I believe, was Parthenis mollis. Not different genus, but close relative of this guy. Anyway, you can see this Parthenium is more tree-like, and this is a small one. He's growing on this extrusive igneous rock, which appears to be very rich in iron. You see, he's actually got a trunk right there. I mean, it's a small tree, so it's a member of the sunflower family. That's a small tree that gets these discoid flowers. I don't think there's any that are still flowering, unfortunately. I think he's done. But you could see he's got these same thing going on, these carimbiform things. Now compare this with the Parthenium integrifolium. Do me a favor, go look that up. Don't be an asshole. And look at the, compare that. You know, Parthenium integrifolium, you can find it in the Chicago area. Oh, there's a flower up there. And it's a very small, plant compared to this. You know, it's 4 feet tall. Basal rosetta leaves, some cauline leaves too. Cauline just means you got leaves on the stem. So look at that guy. This is Parthenium tomentosum. Its variety Stramonium, I think. I don't know. Either way, it's Parthenium tomentosum, which you mostly get down there in Puebla, in Oaxaca State. This is a different variety that you get in the mountains of Sonora, which is where we are right now. And you could just see everything's starting to go off. I mean, it's so lush and green. I've been getting those summer monsoons, been getting dumped on with rain. We just crossed a little arroyo with about a foot of water in it. Real nice time to be out here. Sun's not too blazing hot yet. And look at those abaxial surfaces. Look at all that fuzz. Look at all that the tomentose pubescence. So nice. And again, that trunk. We seen one of these in a canyon the other day that was like 4 times as wide. I mean, it was literally a tree. So, you know, most of the diversity for this genus, for Parthenium, is in Mexico. I believe there's only a couple species in the U.S., but just look at that. God, I wonder how long they live. Probably 10 or 20 years. It's a fucking... You know, just though, going with the whole variations on a theme thing, I'm pretty impressed. Well, you got a lot more flowers up there. Flowers smell pretty nice, too. And then this guy, growing behind it, is a euphorbia. As you could tell, because it's got the, it's bleeding the latex, which is reportedly very toxic and it causes contact dermatitis, which I hope I don't get, but, you know, whatever. Frequently injure myself in the name of botany. And you can see the looks like a 2-locule fruit right there. Leaves, multiple stems arising from a base. Multiple long stems arising from a base. This is Sebastiana, I believe. Species is Sebastiana. And supposedly, you know, people used to use that latex to stun fish. Here's the flowers right there. Little spike coming up. So this area's been dumped on with the summer monsoons recently. As you can see, everything is starting to bloom. You got a nice Dasylirion up there. Species of Echolipha. Just tons of oaks in this canyon. This is pretty cool. This is, I believe this is a Mirabilis longiflora. You can see they're pollinated by hawk moths at night. The flowers open at night. That's why at 11 a.m. in the morning, they're already closed up. There's also, apparently, they're a host to a species of caterpillar too. This might be the hawk moth that pollinates them. The stem is very glandular, extremely sticky. Nice little punch at her too. Nice Selaginella, which of course was probably bone dry 5 days ago when we came through here because there wasn't any rain yet. Now it's all lit up. Here's a nice Asclepias going off. It looks like, due to that purple tint of the foliage, if I can get up there, it looks like it might be, oh, Asclepias salata. Oh. Just a little early. A little early for it. I bet those flowers are real nice when they go off. Still, it's beautiful though. Look at that red tint of that foliage. How about that? Super smooth, glabrous, no hairs. What else is up there? I bet there's some nice orchids too. And then here's that Hesperidanthes Brassicaceae. There's another Asclepias, another milkweed. Look at that guy. Hairy stems, orange flowers, pretty elongated flowers too. Oh, look at those look at the horns in there. The horns just look like little hairs. Another species of Brassica. It looks like a Streptanthus, but it's not a Streptanthus, but it looks like one. It kind of looks like one. Then, you know, if I could just get up this goddamn... Here, what else you got? Some Oxalis. Don't know if that's a native or not. Who knows? I bet there's some real nice mycorrhizal orchids up here. Or mycoheterotrophic, excuse me. Oh, look, it's a Bouvardia, which is in a coffee family, the coffee and gardenia family, Rubiaceae. Salverform corollas, fused petals, and then you get the interpetiolar stipules too. Right there. See how there's a line between those two opposite leaves? Well, this is a world leaf. In a world in a 3. But they got the interpetiolar stipules, which, you know, is a good diagnostic factor for most Rubiaceae for this family. And again, an interpetiolar stipule will just be, you can kind of see one there. It's just basically a line that goes laterally between those two branches. So here you got, which I believe is Quercus amorii, or Viminiana, however the fuck you say that. But you also got a species of Tillandsia growing in the branches of it. Bromeliaceae, relative of pineapples, and a Spanish moss. And these, they're monocots, so they send up a little flower. You see there's a flower. Can't tell if it's done or not yet. Oh yeah, it's done. So that'll turn into a little seed capsule, which with a bunch of little white poofy things in it that are wind dispersed, and they blow around and go land somewhere else, and then boom, you get a new Tillandsia. Pretty nice, huh? And there's a whole bunch of different kinds of Tillandsia. You get some that are about, you know, 3 foot in diameter, that have a 6 foot flower spike that droops down and is a hummingbird pollinated, you know. There are a lot of diversity in Central America. Entirely New World, though. That is west side of the Atlantic. I've seen them in Chiapas, you know, way up in a pine tree at like 9,000 feet in the cloud forest with like a, you know, 3 or 4 foot pendant flower. Like a bright red flower spike. You know, pendant just means drooping to attract the hummingbirds that pollinate them. Pretty incredible genus over there. Look up Tillandsia. Wonderful bromeliads. You need that humidity for most of them, though, or at least you know, they don't got roots. The roots don't absorb water, obviously. You know, the roots are just there to anchor the plant. Ooh, a nice Astralepis, one of my favorite genera of ferns, next to Natalena and our Gyrocosma. So they don't got the Tillandsias don't got, the roots don't absorb water. They're just there to anchor the plant, hold it in place. So they take in all their moisture through the trichomes on their leaves. Let's see what else is up here. Oh yeah, see that? There's a little seedling. These aren't pups. These are just the seeds didn't get very far, I guess, when probably because this guy was on the ground. He fell off, he was on the ground. There's another one over there. And so the seeds didn't get very far. So the seed capsules on these Tillands, they just bust open, and then they you see, I think he's still got some guys in there. You know, so they just germinated with the littlest bit of rain and humidity, and they've had a lot in the last couple of days here. A friend of mine grows these, and the way he germinates them on a piece of window screen, very fine poured window screen, folded over, and then he puts it in a humidity dome in a greenhouse. You just need that humidity. See, there's another little guy that just germinated. And again, some of these just get amazing flowers. I mean, all different colors of blues and violets and reds and pinks and what the shit. Gorgeous genus. That'll make you feel less homicidal, you know. You set yourself up a little Tillandsia dungeon in your house.